Welcome to Get to the Hook. I'm your co-host, Charles Latibaudiere.
And I'm your co-host, Eric Colley.
So this week, the hook, Bieber. Justin Bieber making a lot of headlines with his sort of surprise album. Surprise when he dropped it. We knew that he had been working on it. We were unsure what stage he was at in the production, but on Friday night or Thursday night last week.
It showed up. He had kind of announced it a few hours before, so by Thursday you knew it was coming. But still, it was a surprise after 4 years. First new album in some time.
And by the way, and importantly, his first album that he's doing after the breakup with Scooter Braun, his longtime manager, which means that Scooter had no part in picking these songs, and that this was Justin making music that he wants to make.
This is like his emancipation of Justin Bieber. That's what this is. Taking control.
Wait, if it's his emancipation, then what does that make Scooter? Never mind. Anyway,
okay, it's getting weird.
Yeah,
it's getting weird.
It's going to get weird. But it's definitely a different sound for him.
It is.
It seems like almost. It feels like he was, and Bieber doesn't know. Justin Bieber doesn't know the '80s. I mean, I'm sure he's listened to some of it, but I wouldn't imagine
before his time.
I wouldn't imagine he's a big fan of it. But there was a sort of, dare I use the word, vibe.
It is all vibes.
There's sort of an 80s vibe.
It is vibes with a Z.
I heard 80s R&B is kind of what I've heard, and I haven't heard the full album yet, but this like 4 or 5 songs I've heard definitely feels like that's what he was going for.
It's very, lo-fi, indie, alternative R&B with an 80s vibe. It sounds kind of like, to me, if you hear like a Quiet Storm 80s station in your dentist's office in the lobby, that's what these songs are. It's electric pianos and those
that's not normally high praise.
No,
Eric.
But it is a vibe. The first, well, I guess there's no singles on it, but the song that's really impacting the most and is looking to debut around number 2 on the charts next week, actually also has kind of a alt indie guitar kind of vibe. 3 of the people who worked on this song have also worked with Bon Iver, who in his recent albums has had a very 80s R&B kind of retro-y vibe. I think this song, Daisies, I don't know if you listen to Daisies or not.
Yes.
Do you know who McGee is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, MK.GEE.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody you'd like. His music sounds like early 80s Police to me.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of that vibe on this song. This is Daisies.
The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whatever it is, you know I can take it.
I like that song.
I like the guitar riff. I like the percussion on it. By the way, did Justin play any drums on it? I haven't seen the liner notes.
Don't know if he did or not.
It used to be so simple. You just
liner notes.
Just get it and boom, there's the liner notes.
And you could just go to Wikipedia and it's all right there.
Yeah,
but
that's not as
not as
satisfying. And
also, you would only have seen the liner notes if you had actually bought the album.
Which, listen. When was the last time I bought an album? I mean, obviously, like online, I can't.
Well,
like actually purchased.
Like a vinyl album?
No, I mean like an
digitally?
online, like digital.
Oh, I don't know the last time I digitally bought something.
I think I did once just to support the artist, and I can't remember when it was. But anyway, it's been a while.
That person would probably thank you for their support if we knew who they were.
Right. It's been a while, and we have no liner notes. But I was just curious because it does. I know Justin is a drummer, and so I'm wondering if on any of these songs because it's his sound. If he
might have.
I like that one.
I like
so
that one.
So what did McGee did the production on that
He
one?
co-wrote that song.
Oh, okay.
With a guy named Tobias Jesso Jr., who's a Canadian songwriter, worked with Adele, Dua Lipa, a lot of people. Dijon is a songwriter, worked with a lot of people. There's some guest features on this. Got some rappers. Gunna, Cash Cobain, Sexy Red is on a song. Her verse is really dirty and sounds kind of out of place because, it's Bieber.
Oh, please, can we play it now?
Oh, I don't have that clip. You would like that song, though, because it samples New Edition's Can You Stand the Rain?
Oh.
So Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis get co-writing credit on that song. It's kind of got this very, that's a very explicit kind of song, and it's something we've seen in music over and over the decades because this is Bieber's first album since really, really going into the church. I mean, he's always been religious, and there's obviously been religious albums, but this album kind of swings back and forth. There's a Marvin Winans appearance. He does the last track on the record.
See, now that's range. You can have
Marvin
Winans and Sexy Red on the same album. You got range.
Yeah, you got range. But But one of the songs people have really been talking about is a song called Walking Away, because there's always, of course, the gossip about him and Hailey Bieber, and are they split up? Are they, what's happening to their relationship? Some of the lyrics in the song, it's him talking about how they may need a break and all this kind of stuff. But then basically he says no matter what, he's not walking away. So this is a little bit of what he says in this song, Walking Away.
It's just human nature, these growing pains. And baby, I ain't walking away.
So it seems like he's reaffirming their marriage,
Those
their
guitars
relationship.
on that, he's the guitar.
Very,
on that.
very 80s.
That could have been a Rod Stewart song.
Yeah. A lot of the songs, though, some people online, like, in general, critics have praised this record. But I think I've seen a lot of people saying that it's just kind of for them. Because the songs are like sketches. I've seen the word sketches used a lot.
Right.
They come in for 2 minutes. They don't change a lot. Usually how the song starts is how it goes the whole way through, which is a TikTok era phenomenon where songs just don't change at all. And they just call it vibes. It's vibes, man.
So this is interesting because what Justin's doing, he's just making songs that he wants to make, right? Making a sound that he wants, and he doesn't have someone curating for him the way a Scooter Braun or any manager would, right? A manager will say, this is going to identify, the way the manager looks at an album is, which are the songs that we're going to release, which ones are going to be radio hits, and the label all gets involved on how that's all going to roll out. And he didn't do that, right?
No.
He doesn't have that this time, and so he's just making, so it will be interesting to see what ends up charting and how much play he gets at the radio stations without someone pulling the levers going, this is the song, you got to play this song however many times a week. And
because he's always gotten a lot of radio play. Radio loves Justin Bieber. We'll see what happens this time. Whether it winds up having longevity or not, you got to give him credit that he, and Scooter Braun said this, it's the album he wanted to make.
Yeah.
He has nothing to prove anymore.
He's nothing to prove.
31 years old, can do whatever he wants. This is the album he felt like making with the people he felt like working with.
He has an army of fans who will definitely and have been supporting the album. So that's not going anywhere. The radio is really the thing that's, he'll get the streams, he'll get the, fans are going to stream all of this. They're probably going to download the album also. It's radio. Does
we'll see.
radio find a song to really, or songs to latch onto?
I mean, maybe they will.
Yeah.
It's a different sound from what's currently on the radio, really. I think, honestly, even if this doesn't produce any big hits for him, if it's sort of a commercial step down, I think this is really smart for him longevity-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's already got longevity. Justin Bieber's been an A-list pop star for close to 20 years at this point, which is hard to believe. But when pop stars stop having hits, they stop being relevant usually. But if you can make albums that your fans will keep coming back for, you don't need hits.
Yeah.
Beyonce figured that out. Not that she doesn't still have hits, but a decade or so ago, she's like, I don't need to make videos and promote songs and play radio and play those games. I just put my albums out and make the albums I want to make.
The big difference.
The fans came along.
The big difference between Bieber and Beyonce, I agree with you that's every artist, when you get to that point, you realize you have that kind of power and you can make whatever you want. But to actually make money off of it, you gotta go perform. And Beyonce has always been like, all right, let's go do a tour. Justin's not going to do that. We know that
He doesn't
Justin
like touring. He doesn't
like touring.
Doesn't enjoy the process. Beyonce, I'm sure it's tiring for her, but the woman loves to get on stage and perform.
She loves performing, and she makes a lot of money from doing that.
So much money.
So if Justin's not going to tour, there's got to be someone's in Vegas in his ear saying, just come do, 20 dates over whatever period you want, and that'll be your residency, and you don't have to worry about the touring.
But does he want to do that and go and play his greatest hits from 10 years ago? And again, he's only 31.
But what he should do is go out and play these songs. I mean, he's obviously going to have to play some of his hits as well, but play these songs. Your fans are going to show up for it. Like, I think he would be overwhelmed by the kind of response he would get if he did a residency kind of thing in Vegas or anywhere.
Of course.
And
if he performed these songs, if he did a tour and said, I'm only going to play songs from Swag, I think the audience that shows up might not be as big as a crowd as he would normally get, but it's the people who really want to hear it. I think he would love that.
Yeah.
And when you're not just getting the casual fans who want to hear Sorry or Baby or something like that, And I think it would also help the fans for the ones who think it's kind of if you see it live, that can totally change your perspective on an album, on a song sometimes. You get a context.
Right.
Which like, oh, when I was just listening to it, skipping through tracks in the car, it didn't connect. But seeing it live and seeing him perform these songs that clearly mean something to him, it could change your whole perspective on it.
I mean, because the only thing better than vibes are live vibes.
Live vibes are the best vibes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Although Justin might not be number one on the album chart next week.
So who's projecting for number one?
It's a full toss-up because of the wild card that is Travis Scott.
Ooh.
Travis Scott dropped his Jack Boys 2 collaboration compilation Jack Boys album. And Travis Scott certainly gets lots of streams and things, but his big thing is bundles. There are over 20 different variants of this album on digital and vinyl. Different album covers, different colors of vinyl, different pictures. And he's selling all these merch bundles and things.
Did Travis go full Taylor Swift?
Oh, he's been doing that for a long time.
Huh.
Do you know the Travis Scott song 4x4?
Not by
You
name.
don't. It
Not
was
by
a
name.
number one hit this year.
What?
After the fires in LA, Travis Scott released a benefit song called 4x4 and released all these physical variations because his fan base will show up for vinyl, cassette, even
Right.
CD. He sold a bajillion copies the first week to his fan base. The song debuted at number one and then dropped out of the top 50 the next week. It came and went
See,
so
that's
fast.
what's wrong. I'm sorry. That's what's wrong with the charts now.
But if his fans show up and buy that, why should that
but you
count?
can't have. Can you?
He's gaming the system, and he might do it with Jack Boys too.
We now interrupt this this podcast for a brief old man moment.
Old man yells at clouds.
Do you remember when there was no way, there was never a song that was number one and then suddenly off the charts the next
No.
week? It couldn't happen
You
because of the
couldn't-
way
you couldn't look at a
things were
song that was
measured.
number one, and you would have heard it. You'd be
Yeah,
like,
and
"Oh,
also
know
I
this
would have
song."
heard of that.
I've heard of this song, whether you liked it or not, whether you'd heard it at the time.
Listen, I've long since accepted that I'm not going to know every number one song because
Sure.
I don't listen to terrestrial radio that way.
Even people who do don't know songs like that. Those are fan bases pushing something.
I've
number
accepted
one.
that. And
It's a game.
I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with the concept of a number one song just falling off the charts altogether in a week.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Somebody's got to fix that.
But what do you do? Not count the sales? I mean,
I don't
because
know.
most songs
I don't
get
have
number one
answers,
based
man.
on
I'm just
sales.
doing an
Oh.
old man
Oh
moment.
yeah, kids these days.
Yeah, that's it. Old men never have answers. They just rage about
I
kids.
do like. I saw.
All right. Now,
quickly,
this old man moment is now over.
one more album that came out this week that I'm mentioning because I've seen fan theories online that Travis Scott pushed all these to try and get number one, or at least get the conversation about himself, to spite Clips. Remember the rap duo Clips, Pusha T and his brother Malice? They did their first new album since 2009. It is their reunion album. Critics love it. Fans love it. Pusha T from Clips and Travis Scott have had beef for a long time. So people think Travis Scott dropped this in a petty move just to shut down Clips.
No, nobody in hip hop is petty. Nobody.
Nobody, especially not people like Travis Scott and Pusha T, who love beefing with people. Speaking of petty people in hip hop, Drake.
Old King Petty himself.
King
All right.
Petty, yeah. Drake just performed at the Wireless Festival in London in Finsbury Park, did 3 nights. A lot of things happened at these shows. He did perform his new song, projected to be number 2. Actually, no, it debuted at number 2 this week on the charts. It's his 81st top 10 single. This is What Did I Miss?
What did I miss? What did I miss?
And that song is,
Yay.
yeah, you
Are you kidding me?
not into it?
More freaking trap beats. I mean, come on, man. Just move.
All right. Oh, the old man rants aren't done. I'm sorry. I thought we'd.
Sorry. I just, okay.
I'm with you. I'm ready for something new. It
But I
sounds
will
like,
say this. It's not a new sound, and yet is going to be in the top 5. Because,
it's
and that
gonna
just
drop
goes
the
to
next week.
show, yeah, and it'll probably drop off the charts
Yeah.
altogether next week. But it does go to show that there's still a lot of interest in Drake. And we saw it at those concerts in London, like
yeah.
packed.
I mean, he performed that song on one of the nights because that song is a pseudo response, not so much to Kendrick, but to all the people he felt didn't stand beside him when that beef happened. All the people that shut him out. He kind of called out LeBron
Talking
James.
to you, LeBron James.
Yeah, he called out LeBron in the song Nonstop.
Did I hear someone say he covered up his LeBron tattoo?
He covered his LeBron tattoo, which just tells you shouldn't have gotten it in the first place.
See, I don't know if that's petty because that takes a lot of effort to cover up a tattoo.
That's true.
So maybe that rises. Now it's no longer petty.
That's
It's
Drake's thing. He
putting
puts a
some
lot
effort
of
in.
effort into being petty. He works very hard at being very petty. There was one night the crowd just started chanting F Kendrick Lamar or F Kendrick, and Drake Loved it and had
Said
his,
he'd have a drink to that.
yeah, literally did a shot. The cool thing I thought was the special guest he brought out.
Yeah.
The third night, he did a tribute to Caribbean and Afrobeats music and brought out Burna Boy and Rima, who had the song Calm Down with Selena Gomez, did a whole thing that night. The first night, Lauryn Hill came out and did X Factor,
Damn.
which is one of the
Which
best
then
R&B
leads
songs
into,
ever.
because he sampled it for.
Nice for what?
Yep.
And the most interesting one to me, just unexpected. That's the thing. You got to give Drake, just when you think like, okay, he's predictable. We know what he's going to do.
Right.
Nah. Second night, he brought out special guest Vanessa Carlton.
Say what?
And if you don't remember her name right away, you almost certainly remember.
In 2 notes. Actually, 1 note you could probably
Yeah,
get
the
this
intro
song.
piano, you know. This is a little bit of the chorus of Vanessa Carlton's 2002 smash hit, 1,000 Miles.
You know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight.
So,
Hold on.
yeah,
Let
obviously.
that piano come in.
The first thing you think is, why is Vanessa Carlton here?
So, I did not realize how much love rappers have for that song. I thought it was just Drake, because Drake, when she performed it, he sat on the stage just clearly in bliss. And remember, when that song came out in 2001, peaked in 2002, he was 15.
Okay.
That probably was
All right. So,
a moment in his life. That's his childhood. He
this
said
is-
that was a lifetime memory for him.
all right. We always
Getting
say that the most important music of your life happens between the ages of 13 and 23. Right.
Yeah, somewhere in
So,
there. And that was formative years.
Yeah.
And the audience there, this audience who was at this Drake festival, it's not his festival, but he was the headliner, they knew every word. And as soon as she hit that opening piano riff, they were screaming. So Drake loves it. And I looked up some artists who have sampled that song over the years. T.I., Lotto, Cameron, Sexy Red. Like almost
Hip hop loves it.
24 samples of that song in hip-hop because rappers love it. And I saw somebody say that it might be because of the movie White Chicks.
I was.
The
gonna
Wayans
say.
Brothers movie White Chicks,
Yes.
where they dress up as white girls, which I would say you couldn't release now, but yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could do that.
That song sort of served as the sound of white women, basically. It was millennial white girls. And that's a fair pick for that, honestly. It is like
yes, it is.
40-year-old white girl catnip. And Drake.
Yeah. Okay, listen.
He keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, now the big question everyone has is, so he obviously had very successful shows there. Can he do it? Would he dare? At some point, he's going to perform in the United States.
Yes.
And what will the reaction be when he does?
When he performs in Los Angeles, in Kendrick Lamar's backyard.
I think he's got to work up to that.
You
You don't
Kendrick-
come right
Kendrick-
out the gates and you just start in LA. You gotta build some momentum in a few other big cities.
You can't start here. You got to
Yeah,
build.
you
to
can't
It.
start here.
But
No.
Kendrick played in Toronto, which is Drake's hometown.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if Toronto loves Drake in the same way
That LA loves.
Compton and Inglewood and LA love Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
It's sort of different.
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, obviously they love him in Toronto,
Of
but
course they do.
do they love him enough to not go see another top-selling artist? Apparently not.
I don't know.
Apparently not, because those shows were sold out in Toronto.
Yeah.
So at some point, Drake's got to try to return the favor and play a show in LA.
Well, it's rumored, even though he just put out that album, Some Sexy Songs for You with Party Next Door, that he's going to have another new album, rumored to be called Iceman, that What Did I Miss might be on that, the new song. So he might have another new album dropping soon, might be going on tour for it.
I can't wait to see the tour dates.
Oh, it'll be very, very.
Just gonna say
Honestly, either he's coming to LA and it's going to be a big deal, or LA's missing from the itinerary and that's a
that'll be
big
a
deal.
big deal.
Either way,
We
either
win.
way, the beef of 2024 is still sizzling on the grill.
Yeah, for sure.
Something else really big trending in music I just wanted to talk about, because this is becoming a huge thing. K-pop demon hunters.
I'm sorry.
This is not your wheelhouse.
No, it is not.
I know how much you love K-pop. I'm surprised you missed this.
You know, I'm warming to K-pop because Lucas in our office is always talking about K-pop, and he was just telling me he went to, I think, 3 Blackpink shows.
Well, he loves
last week.
Blackpink for reasons other than just their music. I mean, he does like their music, but
Yes.
interestingly, you know, last week we talked about AI and fictional artists. This week, if we'd waited a week, we could have added another name to the list. The group Huntrix, which does not
Huntrix.
exist, yet oddly has become the first K-pop female group to have a top 10 single.
Really?
Blackpink has never
Has
made
never
the top
had
10.
top 10.
Nope. Nope. So K-pop Demon Hunters is an animated film. It's on Netflix now. It's been out for a couple of weeks, like maybe a month, maybe not even a month. But the movie is built around music. It's about this fictional group called Huntrix, spelled like Hunter/X, because that's how you spell things now,
Sure.
who are a K-pop girl trio who are trying to write music to stop demons from invading the earth and stealing people's souls. And then there's a K-pop boy band called the Saja Boys, who are secretly demons, but the lead singer of that band and the lead singer of Huntrix fall in love, and it's like I got a Romeo and Juliet thing. They're trying to use music to save the world from demons. Anyway,
It's basically
it's
like
number 2 on Netflix. The movie is huge.
so it's basically like Josie and the Pussycats for our generation.
Sort of, yeah, for this generation, yeah.
No, that is fascinating. And
But the movie's built around music.
right. And so clearly Netflix said, how do we get in? We're not a record label, but how do we get in on this K-pop thing? And they found a way in.
Yeah, this is, I think Sony Pictures Animation made this. And the soundtrack is number 2 right now behind Morgan Wallen. The songs are
Wow.
blowing up, but multiple tracks are going viral. It reminds me of 3 years ago. Remember Encanto?
Yes.
When We Don't Talk About Bruno was the number 1 song in the country, and just every song from that soundtrack was blowing up because people just couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
It's happening with this, and so maybe you're a K-pop fan who likes it. Maybe your kids are into it. Maybe you've not heard of this, so we're just trying to keep you up to date. But the big song that they're writing to save the world from demons, spoiler, the big climactic song is a song called Golden. It's number 6 this week, up from 23. This is what it sounds like.
We're going up, up, it's our moment. You know together we're glowing. Gonna be golden. Oh.
Okay. All right. Listen,
Not bad.
I get it. I get it.
It's a pop song.
Yeah.
And they are the first fictional act to have a top 10 hit since Hannah Montana,
Wow.
which is a
So I
blurred
just wanna-
line with Miley Cyrus as a real person.
So I just want to. Yeah, I was going to say we don't have like names attached
Well, you
to these
do.
singers,
The
but we wouldn't know
official
them.
credit on the single, it's Huntrix featuring EJ and I forget the other 2 names. They do credit them by name.
Oh, they do.
But
Okay.
the Encanto songs did that too.
Yeah.
That's why Stephanie Beatrice has a number 1 hit, but nobody knows who that is as a musical artist.
All right. So just to make it so, K-pop Demon Hunters is the movie,
Yes.
and there's also male.
Yeah, the Saja
counterpart-
Boys,
the
who
Saja
also
Boys.
have some songs shooting up the charts.
Okay, but the artist is called Huntrix.
I think it's pronounced Huntrix, but it's spelled Hunter, HUNTR/X.
Okay.
I-
All right.
Yeah. The kids these days,
Listen, I'm trying my best to plug in.
trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Well, good. Let's go back in time.
Now that you got me right in the K-pop world, now we're gonna scale it back. What?
We're gonna hit a classic
25
rock band
years.
that was classic rock even
Hall
though
of
they never knew.
Famers.
Hall of Famers. Talking about Pearl Jam, because of their drummer Matt Cameron. It's been a joke in the music industry forever since Spinal Tap back in the 80s about
Right.
bands going through drummers. In Spinal Tap, they had how many drummers did they have?
I-
7 or something.
yeah.
One or two of them spontaneously combusted. Was how they died.
It happens, man.
So Pearl Jam has long been kind of the joke of being the real life Spinal Tap because they've had 5 drummers, which might not sound like that much for a band that's been together for 35 years. But Matt Cameron, who just recently announced that he is stepping down from the drum throne
Mhm.
after 27 years with the band. If he's been there for 27 years, that means in the first decade they had
They
5
went
drummers.
through right.
And so it just seems like it's nothing,
Doesn't seem like
contentious
that-
about this.
Right.
He said that he was just stepping down and what a great honor it had been playing with them. The band responded that he's a powerhouse of a musician and that they will always wish him well. He's 62.
Yeah.
And before he joined Pearl Jam, he was the drummer for Soundgarden for a decade. The guy's been drumming intensely for close
Yeah.
to 40 years. And drumming's difficult. Like, it's a very physical, demanding thing, especially for a band like Pearl Jam, to keep up that energy night after night
Yeah.
for 40 years.
When you don't feel it, you don't feel it.
You don't feel it.
I haven't heard anything that even approaches like there's any tension here.
I don't think
Just-
there is. And Matt Cameron, when Rolling Stone did their list of the 100 greatest drummers of all time, he was number 52. He is an incredible drummer.
Really impressive.
I've seen him live with Pearl Jam a few times. But I wanted to get into the other 4, the history of Pearl Jam's drummers, because it's interesting. And
Okay.
also, I learned a little fun fact, a very interesting fun fact. I did not know about this. My friend Brad, who loves Pearl Jam, will be mad I didn't know this. So Pearl Jam's first drummer was a guy named Dave Cruzen, who played the drums on their debut album 10, which is all the songs you would know.
Yeah.
But he left before the album came out. So they're like, crap, we're releasing this album. This is going to be our breakthrough. We got to get a drummer. Yeah. So Dave Cruzen's replaced by Matt Chamberlain, who was the drummer on their first small tours to kind of drum up interest. And if you see the video for their song Alive, their big breakthrough song on MTV, he's in the video. But by the time the album was released, he'd already left.
And now you're starting to see how the Pearl Jam body count goes up and up and up.
Right. So Dave Cruzen left because he was having issues with alcoholism and wanted to take care of that, because he realized his choices were, I quit Pearl Jam and deal with this, or I keep doing it and maybe I die. I think he made the right choice.
Smart.
Matt Chamberlain left to become the house drummer for Saturday Night Live.
Really?
Yeah. Which, not a bad choice either. Because the album hadn't even come out yet.
It's not a bad choice, but nobody's putting you in the Hall of Fame for drumming it.
But you didn't know Pearl Jam was going to be in the Hall of Fame in 1991. This is right before 10 came out.
91, I guess you would.
Nirvana hadn't even taken off yet. So you have no idea what's going to happen there. But Matt Chamberlain recommends his replacement, a guy named Dave Abruzzese, who was with the band from 91 until 94. So he played on their second and third albums. But when Pearl Jam started doing their battle with Ticketmaster, he had a falling out with them. He thought that was a waste of time. He said they fired him. Some people say he just quit.
Right.
He leaves the band. Then comes in Jack Irons, who had been the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He was there for 4 years, 98. He had bipolar disorder and left to deal with that. So then you get Matt Cameron.
It does start to feel like they're a little Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Like they're just cursed for some reason.
So 5 drummers over 35 years doesn't sound like a lot, but 5 drummers in 7 years, which is what it was.
That sounds like a lot.
But the thing I learned I did not know and is really cool, so obviously Matt Cameron, being a member of Soundgarden, was friends with Pearl Jam. They were all in that scene in Seattle in the late 80s and early 90s. When Pearl Jam, they were originally called Mookie Blaylock, after the basketball player.
Yep.
And I included his trading card in their demo tapes. When they were looking for a singer, they put together an instrumental demo tape. They didn't have a drummer at that time. There were 0 drummers at that point. So Matt Cameron played the drums on the demo tape that made its way to Eddie Vedder. So he was kind of their very first drummer.
Yeah.
And then their most recent. So I don't know who it's going to be now. I'm sure they'll get another one. But 27 years, that's
if you become the next drummer, are you like...
Do I spontaneously combust?
Right. I was going to say, are you a little worried? You panic how this gig is going to turn out?
Do you think they go for a 20-something, 30-something-year-old drummer? Or do they get somebody all the same age as them? Because that's when bands, to me, like legacy veteran acts start to look weird when you start getting the 60-something guys with 20-year-olds.
Yes.
It's like...
it's a little weird, but here's the thing. They certainly could, because there's going to be there's several generations of kids who grew up listening to Pearl Jam songs who probably love them. And
they're still a great live show.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop touring anytime soon. They're going to be the Stones.
Yes, for sure.
So,
or maybe the Dead.
The Stones are close to being dead themselves.
Yeah. I meant the Grateful Dead when I said that. The Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the Pearl Jam song. I did want to play a clip, and this is partly to spite my friend, because Pearl Jam has classic songs, Daughter, Yellow Ledbetter, Even Flow, Alive, Jeremy. What was Pearl Jam's biggest hit?
It was a remake.
It was a remake, and
yeah.
Matt Cameron did play drums on this the year after he joined the band. Hit number 2 in the summer of 1999, and I cannot believe this was Pearl Jam's biggest hit. This is Last Kiss.
It always struck me as it's just a different song, kind of song for Pearl Jam, but
it was originally just a B-side. They used to do fan club singles and just send out a vinyl single every year in the late 90s when nobody was really listening to vinyl. This was for the hardcore fans. And that was, I think, a B-side on a fan club single. Somehow, I don't know how it caught on and wound up going to number 2.
And then dropped right off the charts. No, it didn't. Of course it didn't, because things were reasonable back then.
It did shoot from outside the top 40 to number 2 when the physical CD single was released, and then it dropped. But it did get radio airplay. It lasted for a while.
Right.
I have a friend, she hates that song so much. We all went with my friend who loves Pearl Jam. We saw them at live a couple of years ago, and he's like, well, they're not going to do that song. They never performed that song live. They did it. And she hates that song.
Right.
She literally got up and left. She's like, text me when the song's over and I'll come back.
I admire...
And she did. She didn't come back till it was over. I was like, well, okay.
Got to respect her dedication to the game, man.
Her dedication to hate. Pettiness. Dedication to pettiness. That's the theme this week.
Excellent. All right. Well, that is going to do it for The Hook this week. We will be back. And we'll see you then.